Hello, dreamers, doers, believers, and achievers. I'm Dwayne Shigg, and this is the Encouragement Conversation, and we've got a powerful conversation tonight with some great, powerful penners, awesome authors, and creators of climactic content. That's who we're talking to tonight. These authors are going to help me and help you as we talk about going from inspiration to manifestation. And so we've got some powerful people with us tonight. We have from North Little Rock, Arkansas, a mother, a grandmother, and I like this part. I was reading her bio, and she's an encourager. I like that, kindred spirit.
Yes.
Miss Paula Kendrick, how are you today?
Hi, I am wonderful this evening.
I'm so happy to have you. Happy to have you with us today. And also, woman who started writing at the age of 14. She's from Indio, California, a playwright. She conducts acting and film workshops for young people. The author of Aubrey Forgets Her Manners, Miss Audrika McPeters. How are you today?
Hello, I'm excellent. Thank you for having me.
I'm glad that you're with us today. I'm glad that you're with us. And athlete, young man from Amarillo, Texas, former college football star. He's a writer of The Poorest Man in America, Mr. Christian McBride. How are you, sir?
How you doing? I'm doing well. I'm glad to be here.
I am so glad to have you with us today. And we have another author, Pastor Murphy. She'll be joining us shortly. But I'm so happy to have you with us today, and all of you being with us today. We want to talk about the exciting books that you are in the process of writing, the ones that are being done, and that whole process. We want to talk to you about your book, but also helping other people with their book or with their project that they're working on. And so I want to ask, I'm going to start with Miss Paula. How long have you been writing?
Actually, about 3 years, as a matter of fact. I kind of went through some traumatic processes the last 3 years, and they almost like literally broke me down.
Wow.
To the point that I didn't think that I was going to come back from it. And I just got to the point where I just started praying to God, and I was like, you have got to help me with this situation, this storm that I am currently in. And he told me to write. And I just kind of blew it off. I was like, whatever. And that same instance and that same feeling, that same voice came back and said, you need to write. I blew it off again. I'm like, I don't know anything about writing. I don't know where to start. I don't know the process. I don't know how to go about it. And it actually took that third time, the same nagging feeling that I could not get away from. And it said, right. And that's what I did. And Lord and behold, it turned into a manuscript that I am currently working on at this particular time.
Oh, that is fabulous. Mr. Christian, same question for you. How long have you been writing?
Like Miss Kendrick said, I've been writing for about 3 years, and it literally word for word, through traumatic experiences, it brought me to this point. I think I started reading at the same time, just doing poetry, and then, me and my friends, we would do like little poetry, little sessions or whatever. And then I was going through some things. I was working time in isolation, and I just started picking up books, and then just this new stuff will come to me every day, and it just be like, right. And I know I had a whole notes. Every day I'm in my notes. I'm pulling over in the car, in my notes, jotting stuff down. And one day my friend's like, bro, you should write a book. And I didn't take him seriously until about January this year. And he took me up on it, and he kind of backed off on me about it. But I'm like, I'm knee deep in this now. It's too late. There's no turning back.
Okay.
And here we are today. I'm like,
Good. And so, Miss Audrika, I know you've been writing for a while. How long have you been writing?
I've been writing since I've been about 13, 14. I started off as small skits at my dad's church, and I used to make my friends be in them.
Okay. Okay.
And it just kind of grew as I got older and more mature, and had, like, everyone, has had their own experiences. And writing is almost like therapy, because you can write down, a lot of it, is truthful. Some of it is made up, but that's the fun part of writing.
Right.
But the best writings come from, your own experiences, and, it helps you. And I just love the art, and I love being creative. So it just started off as small skits when I was young. And then when I started getting older, we started doing live stage plays at the colleges, and, it's just been going from there.
Wow, that's great. That's great. I'm not ignoring you. I'm trying to bring somebody else in, so I'm not ignoring you. So
Oh, no, you're fine.
also,
No.
as it relates to your particular book, I'm going to start with Kristen. What inspired this writing? What inspired you to write? But what inspired? I know you kind of alluded to it earlier. But what inspired this particular book for you to, you to write this book?
Well, initially, I don't know if you read the book "The Richest Man in Babylon" by George S.
Okay, yeah,
Clausen.
I've heard of it.
We it's about building wealth and then taking initial circumstances that you have and taking what you can and building wealth through that process through discipline. And we were just gonna redo the book, but I was like, I want this book to tailor to my people. I want this book to tailor to people that look like me and understand me and come from where I come from, and understand from an aspect that you can change your whole circumstance at any particular time.
Okay, so was there a specific circumstance that caused you to move into this particular book, or was just you wanted to tell that type of story?
I think it was more personal, for me, because I want to build wealth,
Okay.
and I said, and everything that I've learned in my experiences on doing it, I've kind of been doing it on my own and doing it alone and having hiccups and falls. But I've learned, and I've noticed people around me, they have the same hiccups, but they don't know how to get through, And I would like to just tell a story that they can relate to, you know what I'm saying, and look at it and be like, oh, I just got to do this right here, or get inspired to do this right here,
Okay. Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. So the story that you're writing, Miss Audrika, what inspired that particular story? Then I want to get into what your particular book is about. So what inspired this particular story?
Thank you. That's a good question. What inspired the story? Because I'm a teacher also, preschool, daycare, early childhood. I've been doing it for years, and it's just working with kids. I'm always talking to them about, keeping, having good manners, germs, and I was just talking to the kid, like 3 and 4 year olds. Kids that they really do teach you more than, if you let them talk. They teach you so much. And my kids literally, we even, just sitting at the table eating lunch together, like family style. And if I seen one of the kids like, hey, that's bad manners, and I would write it down while they're eating lunch. I would write, I would be telling them that, but so I wouldn't forget it. I would go write it down. And when I would get home, I would, actually it turned into a story. And so it's and they repeat it too. So they'll know, okay, I need to eat with the fork because eating with my hands is bad manners. So, it's all teachable stuff. And my kids, I'm with them every day just about, and they inspire all kind of subjects, all kind of subjects, from germs to manners to, just being respectable, human beings. And that's my goal as a teacher is to help these kids, grow up and be just, the best they can be.
Okay. Okay. Same question, Miss Paula. I don't think we started with you. What inspired your writing? What inspired this book?
As I had mentioned before, it was just certain instances that happened over the course of my life. My book actually deals with pain, sorrow, grief, love, forgiveness, just about anything you can possibly go through life. And
Okay.
the name of my book is actually called The Modern Day Jabez. And if you
Oh,
Google
okay.
Jabez, it means pain or sorrow. And that's actually how my life has truly been since birth.
Oh,
From
okay.
birth to teenage to childbirth, marriage, divorce, death, in instance, it's in this book. But more
Right.
importantly, it's actually a book of
Hold on a
healing.
second. Excuse me. Hold on a second, Miss Paula.
Okay.
I think I need someone to. I need you the other two to mute yourself because I get a lot of feedback. So if
Okay.
Africa and Ms. Bride, if you can just mute while she's talking and then come back in.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead, Miss Paula.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Yes. Like I said, this book deals with so many emotions that we have all dealt with before. Um, I'm hoping that once you purchase it and read it, you get something from it. This was actually a healing tool for me. It helped me to learn some things about myself that I didn't even know that I was going through. Some holes within my life and my heart that needed to be healed.
Ah,
Just becoming whole as a person.
okay. Since you're here, and I'm going to ask the question of the group, but since you're here, tell us
Mhm.
your book is called you told us, but tell us the name and then give us like a 90-second synopsis. What is your book about? Give the people a little teaser. What is the book about? The name and what
Okay.
it's about.
My book is called The Modern Day Jabez, Shattered Yet Redeemed. You can go
Mm,
through life with broken pieces, shattered pieces, but yet when you let God come in and heal some areas within your life, you can be redeemed.
mm. Now, Jabez, for those that may not be, Bible people or don't know who that, tell the people basically generally, Jabez, what that deal was about.
Jabez was actually a young man. It's actually called the Jabez Prayer, and it can be found in First Chronicles 4, 9, and 10. It
Uh-huh.
basically says that his birth was sorrowful to his mother. So he was
Okay.
already labeled when he got here. But yet,
Okay.
by him being labeled, he cried out to God and said, Lord, bless me and heal me, enlarge my territory. Don't leave me. Keep your hands within me and keep my enemies at bay. And that's just a brief paraphrasing of the scripture in the verse.
And so your book, Modern Day Jabez, well, I'm going to ask you all later who the book is for and what they will get out of it. Welcome, Pastor Murphy. How are you today?
Bless you. I do apologize for the delay. I'm well. And hello, everyone. We are listening
Hello.
on this. And so you all are doing well, excited about your books and how you all have come to this place in your journey. Come on, let's finish up the conversation.
Not a problem. Not a problem. We thank you for blessing us. And so, Mr. McBride, I want to ask you the same question. Give me, 90 seconds of what your book is about. So, I tell people when I'm teaching workshops that you don't have to convince people to buy your book, just convey what they'll get from reading your book. So tell us what your book is about. Give us the title again and tell us what it's about.
My book is titled The Poorest Man in America, and it's about a kid. He's poor, and he wants to build wealth. He wants to change his scenario. He wants to help his family out, but he goes through a bunch of trials and tribulations in his life that forge him into a man, and he reaches success, but he loses himself in the process, and he loses in touch with in family. He loses touch with who he is and his being and how to connect with other people. He gets so far to a point that he loses the balance between the both of having the business aspect and then also being a man and a man of the faith and a man of just of the people in the process. So he goes through the process. The story goes back and forth from his youth to him in his older age, where he's always in a learning process without, and I want people to understand this of you can build wealth and you can build success, but it's not more important than building up your family and your friends and your loved ones, and being good to other people and planting the seeds of positivity and doing for others. And that's the real success, you know. So I
Oh,
want you to
that
learn about how you can build success, and I want you to learn also about how you can, you know what I'm saying, still connect and just your everyday, just helping someone out along the way, just somebody that's, you know what I'm saying, just being service is to serve on this earth, is always I always say, you know what I'm saying?
that's
No
good.
matter what you do, whatever you do, your service is to serve, you know. So
That's
whatever you
good.
do, like just trying to implement that into the book, you know. So
Okay.
I'm hoping that's what touches people in my story.
Sounds good. That sounds real good. That sounds real good. And so, Miss Audrika, tell us in a nutshell what Aubrey loses her manners. Uh, I'm going to ask others to mute. I'm getting feedback, so other than Miss Audrika, can everybody else mute their mics? Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Aubrey forgets her manners. It's like a teaching tool. I want to do a lot of self-help books for kids. Maybe if you have a son or daughter who just can't get their manners together, if you don't know how to, teach them, 2, 3, and 4, that's the age, those are teachable ages. And it's just a rhyme. It's like a nursery rhyme. And the little girl just goes throughout the day, cannot get her manners. And she has friends helping her, teaching her, hey, don't do that because that's bad manners. So she gets it at the end, but she just starts off really upset because everyone's picking on her because she has bad manners. So
Okay.
she'll get it.
She'll get it together.
Yeah, she'll get it together.
Okay. That's good. And we're gonna ask Pastor Murphy. He is the pastor of Joy in Jesus Ministries in Rancho Cucamonga, California. Is that correct, Pastor?
Actually, San Bernardino.
San Bernardino. Okay. San Bernardino.
It is well.
And so I'm not going to attempt, because I don't want to mess up your first name. Pronounce your first name for us.
My first name is Tahira, like you hear someone.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Want to ask you, tell us what your book is about. Revealed to Heal. That is an awesome title. So just like everyone else, want to know what is your book about, and I'm going to ask you to follow that up with the same question I asked them. So first, give us 90 seconds of what it's about, and then what inspired you to write?
All right. So the name of the book, the complete title is Revealed to Heal, Overcoming Church Rape. And it is talking about the unveiling of truth regarding financial, physical, as well as emotional misappropriation or ways that people have basically abused leadership.
Okay.
People who have also not addressed certain things within the body of Christ. But
Okay.
this book is actually a little deeper, a little broader. Me as a pastor, also me as a child of God, me as a woman, me as a person. I wrote this book, really was pushed about, I guess I heard you all, this is number 3. So 3 years ago, it took me 3 years to write this book. Just a little sidebar, while I was writing, when the Holy Spirit told me it was time to release this so that others can be healed and understand how to overcome and how to not blame. Sometimes we're blaming, quote, the church, and not realizing that the church is the people. We are the body that fellowships together, and we tend to blame or misblame a building, a group of fellowship, a group of people, instead of going to the root of the problem and finding the individual and then getting that resolved. And so this book actually talks and it unveils the truth of manipulation across the pulpit. It talks about manipulation with people with power and with titles. It also gives you the basis of how do you overcome? How do you rightly divide the word of truth? How do you push forward and become successful? You're more than a conqueror. You're more than a victor. You're victorious, but many people don't know what that means. Many people don't know how to achieve it, and they get lost. Some people get so lost that they leave the fellowship. And so this book brings to light the truth about what the church is, the functionality of, quote, the church, which is the body, and then understanding how to rightly come to a place of healing and becoming whole and becoming happy without feeling that you have lost yourself because someone has stepped into sin and done something that has hurt you. People talk about church hurts. They talk about a lot of, and to bring this, my 90 seconds is up, but to bring this full circle, the book actually, it gives an apology from me as a leader, me as a pastor. Leaders have to come to the forefront and not hide what is happening, but we have to acknowledge that we have failed the body. We have failed people because we have not brought it to the forefront to acknowledge that there's sin in the camp. But if we don't do something with it, it goes amok. So many people are excited about this book. I have leaders.
I'm excited about it.
Say it again.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited about it because what I'm hearing from you, oftentimes people who write books about church and different things like that, they're church bashing, but they don't give a solution. And I like the fact that you give in the title, okay, this is the problem, but this is what we can do about it. And that's important. That's imperative that we do that. And so the book is meant to help and not to hinder. And I really, as a minister myself and a former pastor, I appreciate that. That it's not just beating people over the head, but it's actually helping people. I want to ask each of you, your books are important and there are people that are watching. I want to start with Miss Kendrick, and then I'm going to go back to Pastor Murphy, and then I'm going to go around. What do you get from writing in general, and then maybe this book in specifically? What do you get from it?
I got a freedom of release. Sometimes you get so stuck in your own hurt, your own shame, till you just need to start pulling off layers of who you are. Because I feel until you acknowledge and you address the problem, there's no healing, there's no deliverance, there's no redemption. You got to be real with your own self and say, look, this is me, raw, hurt. You know, I'm dealing with this issue, I'm dealing with that issue, and just kind of acknowledge that, hey, I'm no different than you. I'm dealing with the same problems and the same struggles that you are. But when you acknowledge what you're going through, that's the only way you're going to get a breakthrough. Just stop hiding behind it. Just throw it out there and let the chips fall where they may. That's the only way you're going to get some kind of healing and some kind of deliverance. Just to be real and say, this is who I am. This is what I've gone through. This is me. This is who I am. And I'm just trying to get a little bit better each and every day.
So the book was kind of therapeutic or cathartic for you?
Yes, it was. Because like I said, I didn't realize some of the issues that I had within my own self. Because sometimes when you're stuck in the midst of your own situations at hand and what's going on, you don't even see what you may be doing to not only yourself, but to others. And until you can come smack dab and let it hit you in the face, I think that's the only way you can come out of it and be whole.
Beautiful, beautiful. Want to go back to Pastor Murphy and then to Brother Christian. What do you get from writing? What do you get from this book? What did it do for you? What did you get?
Well, it's very interesting. As I wrote the book, I got Within, let's say, the first 6 months, half the book was written, and I had to stop. Because although I thank God, I personally had gone through some things which I wrote in the book. I had to be very candid. It's very raw. It's very real. And it exposes so much of myself as well as others. One thing that I learned, the Holy Spirit told me, don't bleed in the book.
Ooh.
And so I had to stop because there are a lot of people that have not been helped. They're not whole. They haven't been delivered.
Right.
And what they do is they write out of pain. And when you're writing out of pain, sometimes you miss the key points that God is trying to reach with the person. And that is, I know you're going through pain, but I'm here to heal you. I know that this hurts when you have to revisit, but I'm still the balm in Gilead. I understand that many people don't want to hear the truth, but can I use you as a vessel to be a voice that no matter what people say, I need you to do this. So it was an obedience factor for me that God took something that was deep, that was, to me, I said, I thank you, Lord. It's been years. I'm delivered. I can look at the predators. I can talk to them. I pray for them. I love them. And the Holy Spirit said, now it's not about you anymore. It's not about you. So I need you to expose where I took you. I need you to expose how bad it hurt. I need you to expose the different people. I had people who were so gracious to allow for me to impart their stories because I counsel, and my husband and I, we talk to a lot of people dealing with sex perversion and a lot of people who deal with money issues within the body of Christ and having questions and cliques in the church and so many of these issues that many people call taboo. So this book has allowed for me to let the voice become a bigger voice. And it's no longer about me. It has, I would have never thought, ever thought. I mean, Amazon has reached out to me, Costco has reached out to me, and this is a platform that my mere voice would not have been able to reach. By writing this book in obedience, God opened the door so that it can reach the masses.
That is great. That is great. Opening doors, obedience, and releasing. I heard all those things also. Mr. McBride, tell me, what did you get? What are you getting from writing the book, The Poorest Man in America? What is it getting? What is it doing for you? What are you getting from it? Because other people are going to get something from it, but I'm assuming it did something also.
Yes. So the older I get, the more I've been learning. It's more of a challenge just being happy. The older I get, the more your emotions are stronger. The more, you know what I'm saying, you're not a kid anymore. Your anger lasts a week, a month, you know what I'm saying? Right. Your happiness don't last that long until you tap into who you are as a person and what your spirit is, like what Pastor Murphy touched on, what your spirit is asking you to do in your life, And once I found out that writing was something that my spirit is urging me to do, it's not, like she said, it's not about me anymore. It's about what I can give to other people through my experiences. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like my like you said before we even started, like, it's why. And my biggest why, I feel like, is I want to change the world. I want to change the world through my words and through my expressions and through my experiences, and hoping to touch many of people, you know what I'm saying, in many different ways.
Oh, that's great.
So
that's great.
That's what I'm just hoping that, you know what I'm saying, I can master that craft.
Okay. You'll get there because you're on the right road with the right motive. Like I said, yes, I can hear you. I said you'll get there because you have just listening to you have the right motive. As Pastor Murphy said, it's not about you, and you understand that it's not about you. It's about the people that are going to be encouraged, helped, strengthened with it. Ms. Audrika, what do you get from the writing?
What I get, it brings me joy to know that, I can encourage, young kids to, be the best them. And when they look at the book and they see the pictures and they, they're even learning to read, because I do a lot of early childhood, and some kids don't like books, but if they see my book, they might want to read it. And it's teaching them something too. So it's, my platform is more, for the young people and youth, and I just want to see them be the best. It just brings me joy when they pick up the book and it says, "Oh, she looks like me," because I'm gonna do all races, but predominantly most of my books have us in it. And I want to, show them that they can do whatever they want when they grow up. They can be whoever they want. And that brings me joy and brings me peace, that my purpose is teaching them that they can do whatever they want. There might be 3, but they're not always going to be 3.
Ooh.
They're going to be 13. They're going to be 18, and they're going to be 21. And I want them to remember. Yeah, I want them to remember that, hey, their teacher, I put me aside, and like you said, I spent money on this stuff. I went weeks without eating, trying to get this book together.
Right.
But then when I think about when I give these books to these kids and they're happy and they're like, "Oh wow, she can do it, I can do it one day." So that's what that brings me.
I'm noticing a thread. I'm getting ready to go to a commercial break, but I'm noticing a thread that all of you have gotten to the point where you recognize the writing of the book and where it's going is much bigger than you. That might not have been the case when you started, but I find that to be the case. Let me take this break right quick. Wanting the people to know that the encouragement conversation tonight is brought to you in part by my latest book, Encouragement from a Formerly Frustrated Dreamer, which is what I was. The book is divided into 3 sections. We have some quick reads. One of the quick reads is entitled "Just Because Others Don't See It Doesn't Mean You Can't Be It," and another of the quick reads is entitled "Have Imagination of What Can Happen, Participation So It Will Happen, and Celebration Because It Is Happening." And there's motivating messages in here. One is called "The Right Response to Fear," and one is called "Lessons from Looking Back." And also the last 30 pages are filled with my original encouragement quotes, like the one on page 83. It says, "Remember, your success route may have pain and rain, but if you maintain, the result can be gained and you will still reign." So you can get your copy at Amazon.com. Also, another sponsor, on the 29th, I want to let everybody know, the 29th of August, I'll be teaching a workshop for those who have once said, "I want to write a book." That's the name of the workshop. I want to write a book. So as a writer of 16, 17 books, I've learned some things, and I've learned some of them by observation and some by devastation. And so I want to encourage you, teach you. And so you can be part of that. October the 28th, it's going to be a virtual workshop. We'll talk about content creation, how to choose the right publisher, right cover, and the right title. You have to have a cover and a title that's both attracting and attractive. So we'll be talking about all those and the 3 T's of marketing, and the number one thing that's going to help you to keep writing. So if you want to be a part of that, contact us at drshigg@gmail.com, drshigg@gmail.com. You want to hurry up and register. We're only taking 20 spots because I want to have room for a Q&A. Registration is $42.20, $42.20. So you can get information at drshigg@gmail.com, or if you want to go on and register, you can register at the Cash App ShiggBiz, capital S, lowercase HIGG, capital BIZ, and put in the code WRTR, writers, WRTRS. So do that, and I'll be there to help you if you want to write a book. I want to thank you all for being here. I've said that already, but I really mean it. And so I want to ask you again, I want to ask you a question. In your writing, how much time passed, and I'm going somewhere with this, how much time passed between the time you got the inspiration to write the book and then you started writing the book? And so I want each of you to give me a time frame, and then we're going to go back and unpack it, because I'm going somewhere with this. So the how much time passed, Pastor Murphy, from the time you got the inspiration to write this book to when you actually started writing?
Well, when I got the inspiration, I heard it, wrote down the title instantly, and I actually told God, there is absolutely no way here. I love you dearly, but how are we going to do this?
So you started
And
preparing it. I'm sorry, you started preparing it right away?
I wrote the title down
Oh,
right away
good.
because the title came to me, and the title was so profound
Right.
that I knew it was not of myself.
Oh, I
I
like
knew
that.
it was not of Tahira at all. No flesh, no nothing. And I wrote it down, and then it took me about 6 months to really get started. I needed to pray. I needed to make sure that I wasn't, doing it with the wrong intent. And also, I needed to make sure I had the tools. I needed my tool belt. The tool belt is basically, I needed to make sure that I was prepared mentally, I was prepared financially, I was prepared with getting people that would surround me who had already been successful in writing a book, because knowledge not shared is knowledge lost.
I like that.
So
Say that again.
with
Say that again.
knowledge, knowledge not shared is knowledge lost.
Oh, that's good.
And so I make sure that, we don't know everything. When you think you know everything, you might as well go ahead and give up the ghost. You can write. So we don't know everything. And this was something new for me. I had
Okay.
never written a book before. And because of that, I had to surround myself with people who would give me wisdom, who would give me direction, and who would give me what I needed to have the tools to properly execute with success
Okay.
when I was writing.
Very good.
So yeah, basically 6 months after I was inspired.
Okay. Ms. Paula, same question. Time from when you were inspired to the time you actually started, writing with any regularity, whatever your process is.
I was inspired in 2016, but I sat on it. And then it came into manifestation towards 18 to 19.
Okay.
And then I contacted my publisher the beginning of this year of 2020.
Okay. Mr. McBride, same question.
I'd say a little over a year. I was I was at work, I was doing a little meditation, and in my meditation it was like write a book. And I sat on that for like till March. And then even then my conscience was eating me up because I said I'd do something and I hadn't started on doing it.
Right.
So I was like, I have to do this. So like again, like I was telling y'all earlier, a bunch of early mornings just staring at the screen.
Right.
Until it started coming into play.
Ms. Audrika, how long from inspiration to this book till you started putting it down? Audrika, you still with us? Okay. Someone asked the question, and if there are any more other questions that any of our viewers have, you can put it on. If you're looking at it on your EncourageMInt Facebook page, you can put down some questions in the comments, and we can ask our authors. Someone asked, "Are these books on Amazon?" And I know for Audrika and McBride and Miss Paula, they're not completed yet, but they will be on Amazon when they're completed.
Yes, they will be on Amazon.
Okay. And for Pastor Murphy, your book is on Amazon, correct, Pastor Murphy? Okay, so someone asked, were all the books on Amazon? And so, Miss Audrika, how much time passed between the time you were inspired to write and when you actually started writing?
Well, my first book I did 5 years ago, and I started the second book that I started, the second children book. It actually took 5 years to. It was always been in my head, but I just was trying to work and do other stuff, and just kept putting it to the side. And everybody's like, "You don't have to work so hard. You have material that, So it's like either work hard, you got to do what you have to do, but don't let your talents and gifts go to waste, because it's not the perfect timing, or you might not know how you're going to get it, or how am I going to have the money. So you just, I put it to the side for at least 5 years. And with the whole pandemic and everything, I started bringing back my all my books, and it took about 5 years to get back.
That's interesting because right now, with the pandemic and everything, it's a good opportunity if for people who have a book in their head, you were inspired 6 months, a year, whatever. It's a good opportunity to unleash that now, you know.
Yeah.
And each of you spoke about, the time difference, 6 months to 5 years. But sometimes we hold on, as Miss Audrika said, because we're waiting for the right time, or because of fear, or because of different things. And so you just got to do what you have to do. Miss Paula said it. So you have to do what you have to do and let the chips fall where they may. And so that's the teacher and the motivator in me saying to those people that are watching, you got to get started. People ask me all the time, how do you start writing a book? And so I give them this deep answer. You start writing. That's how you do it. You start writing.
Yeah, you start.
I want to ask a question. This process of the book that you're writing, the book that you're doing, the book that's finished, this process, what has been the most difficult process or difficult thing in the process of writing the book? I want to start with Mr. McBride. What has been the most difficult part or the most challenging?
The most challenging thing for me has been, I just want to make sure I'm bringing the right message, So I'm constantly critical on myself on what I'm writing and what I'm saying. And I'll finish a chapter and I'll read it over and read over. Like, is this going to touch somebody? Sometimes I've scrapped whole chapters because I feel like I was just got up and just started writing, and I didn't deliver the message like it needed to be given, So that's been my biggest challenge so far.
Okay, Miss Paula, same question.
The biggest challenge for me is I didn't want anybody to read my book and think that it was bashing anybody. I want them to get the true instance of why I wrote this book and how I came about writing this book. This book is, like I said, a healing process, not just for me, but I want it to also be for the individuals that may have been written about in this book, or just anybody in general, a general population. Just a healing process to let them know that no matter what you're going through in life, it's not going to be like that all the time. Your weaknesses can actually be your strength.
Oh, very good. Very good. Very good. Pastor Murphy, same question. And then Miss Audrika, same question. What was the biggest challenge in this process?
My biggest challenge was just staying focused. I found that as soon as I really started getting into the depths of the book, every kind of distraction started to come. And I mean, from work, from ministry, from personal to, we had people to read the manuscripts to give feedback, and I had to make sure I stayed focused and true to what I knew the task was, that I didn't change things because people wanted their own input. There's a difference between good input and bad input. It's okay. We like, constructive criticism,
right,
but it was staying focused on the task, staying focused on the topics, staying focused and not being distracted. I mean, I had timelines. I had to hit timelines and getting out of my head, getting out of here and going back and going back and going back. Nope, it got to a point, and when it was done, I had to stay focused and say, it's finished. It's finished. And, other people was like, there's so much more. I know you can do much. It's finished. So it's just staying focused. And that was my biggest hurdle with writing the book, staying focused on the goal and not being easily distracted.
Very good. Miss Audrika, what was your biggest challenge in writing the Aubrey?
I'm like Pastor Murphy said, just staying focused and not letting, what other people are doing, distract me. I always hear, your journey isn't my journey, so it's like you might be doing something that's fine, but I'm not, I know everybody's going out to dinner, but I have to go right, or I know everybody's, hanging out, but I can't hang out. So especially being, my age, it's like you want to, right now it's kind of, you can't do nothing, but, you want to, you want to go out there and be with your friends and have fun, but you have to really focus and buckle down on your goals so you can get the work accomplished.
Very good. Very good. Want to ask you, I don't know if I'm going to make this 2 questions, or who is the book for and what do you want them to get from it? Who is the book for? So this can be a marketing question, but it's also a PR question, but so people can understand the book, and then knowing your audience. One of the things that's important, and Pastor Murphy, this, when you're speaking, it's important to know who your audience is. And so I want to ask you, who is your book for? And one of the mistakes that people that they start writing a book, they say, well, my book's for everybody. Your book's not for everybody. Your book's not for everybody. And so, and that'll get your feelings hurt when you think your book is for everybody and the people don't buy it. Well, it's not for them. And so, like I said, that'll get your feelings hurt. And don't ask me how I know, because, I got to stay strong right now. I can't be messing up. But Miss Paula, who is your book for and what will they get from reading it?
When I wrote this book, like I said, it's called The Modern Day Jabez. And I wrote it because I was adopted. So first off, I think as far as if you've been adopted, maybe dealing with trying to figure out why you were adopted, why your mom did not want you, why were you rejected. That's my first class of individuals who I think that may learn something from this book. Right. Also, just relationships in general, whether they are with your children or maybe even with your spouse. Maybe there were things that you did that you should not have done, and vice versa. Oh, it's just a healing tool on all aspects, because there's always a common denominator, or there is a action due to a reaction. There has to be something that happened to cause the response that you got. So that is basically what my book is about. Why did these instances happen?
Wow. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let me regroup myself. I'm usually not at a loss for words, but you got me there, Miss Paula. No, don't worry about it. And just to let my family and friends know, the people that know me know that my favorite group in the whole wide world in the history of recorded music is the Temptations. And you see that last name. So you guys know, before we went on air, I did ask her the question.
Yes, he did ask. And I told him that I had actually was once married into the Kendrick family.
So you guys know I had to ask the question. I saw that name. And with the first name being Paula and Paul Williams was Eddie Kendrick's best friend, I just
knew they put the connections together. That's okay.
Yeah. Okay, come back, Dwayne. I'm sorry for being unprofessional. That was very unprofessional.
That's okay.
Let me come back to Dwayne the host, not Dwayne the fan. Okay.
That's all right.
Mr. McBride, who's your book for and what will they get from reading it?
My book is for Black people, and my goal is to relieve ignorance, and especially in the smaller, in the lower level poverty community, like where I come from. I grew up in an environment to where they didn't teach us learn anything. We knew this. It was either go to play sports or just do what you do, or it was a common thing to look at to be cool to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? For something petty. It's a common theme to be looked at because it looks kind of cool. It looks kind of edgy, but not realizing that you could come together right where you at together and change your whole situation. We don't have to go sell drugs to go do this right here. We could put our little dollars together. We can go buy the shopping center. right here.
Wow.
And we're gonna show our t-shirts out of here. You know what I'm saying? Instead of us taking that money, and now we can go buy that land right there. So when the police come try to mess with us, they won't have nothing to get us over with because we own that place. You know?
Wow.
I want to relieve ignorance through my message. You know what I'm saying? I want you to be inspired, but I want it to be for the first time readers, because I'm pretty sure all of us as avid readers have read something and was like, wow, what else don't I know? And the next book, the next book, and the next book. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be able to touch the first time reader to relieve ignorance, to inspire you in that message.
Mr. McBride, can I ask you, how old are you?
Mm-hmm.
How old are you?
I will be 8 in November.
You be how old?
28.
You broke up. 28. You are very.
Yes, sir.
You are very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very astute for a young Black man. You have a great vision. You're not just about, you know who you remind me of from a principal perspective? Master P. From the hustle, the business mindset, the it's out there, let's go get it, and let's bring other people along. Yeah. And so commend you, man. You've got a very good attitude, spirit about this. So Pastor Murphy and then Audrika, same question. Who's your book for, and what will they get from it?
My initial thought was that the book would be for people in a religious setting, not just Christians, because people are hurt and people deal with different types of misappropriations within all religious settings. It's not just within Christendom. So that was my initial niche. Well, as I finished, before I did my conclusion, and as I was pushing out the feet of the baby, you know,
I like that.
I found that actually it's for those who are also curious about what they have heard about the church. For those people who have heard the negative things and have been disgusted or not interested in going or becoming someone of the faith because of what they have been told or what they have heard. It's to reveal truth, to bring people back to Christ, to bring them to an awareness that you may have heard some things, and yes, many of them may have been true, but the Redeemer is still here. The one is God is still here with his arms open for all of you, that you're not too far for his reach. And the book brings a bridge to bring people back to a place of wholeness. So, you know, it's not just for people within the Black church. It's not for people within the Christian faith. It's for all people within a religious sector. And that is, if you're in it, if you have strayed, or if you're curious, it is for you.
Wow, I like that. I like that. Ms. Audrika, same question, you know, to you also. You know, address it.
I think my book is for mainly young children. It's self-help books for young kids. So that's what I want my book line to be. So any age between 1 up until 10 or 11, it's a good teaching tool for kids about manners, about germs, and just anything just to help parents, you know, bring discussions up with their children and conversations.
I've got about 3 minutes before we close. What I want to do before I ask you all to let people know about where they can get your book, if you could take, and I know it's going to be, you know, difficult, but I need you to do this. If you could take a minute, I want to ask you, how do I want to phrase this? Based on your story, based on your, you know, your journey of writing. And again, after this, I want to come back and so we can tell people how they can get in touch with you and get your books. But encourage somebody right now who is writing, somebody who has a dream, somebody who has a project, somebody is at their challenge. Because this show is to expose, people's books and projects and things of that nature. But by the title, you can tell it's also intended to encourage people. And I tell people all the time, the title EncourageMINT came from, I tell people sometimes people need a breath mint, sometimes they need an encouragement. That's how I got the title of my show and my brand. And so I want you to take a quick minute and encourage somebody that may be writing and stuck, may be working on their dream, may have some of the same issues you had as it relates to the book, but encourage them to keep going. So I'm going to start with Pastor Murphy, Miss Audrika, Mr. McBride, and then Miss Paula. So take a minute and help somebody, encourage somebody.
Don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up, no matter how difficult it may seem, no matter how challenging it may look, and no matter how many people tell you can't do it. Don't give up on your dream, because what God has placed inside of you is for you, and nobody can take that from you, regardless to how they may say. Somebody else has written books for children, somebody else may have written a book because they were abandoned when they were a baby, somebody may have written a book talking about overcoming the stigma of being a Black male, but nobody has wrote the book that's been placed inside of you. Wow. Don't give up on your dream.
Okay, let me find my wallet and you tell me where I'm going to send my offering, okay?
Right. I know.
Ms. Audrika, same question.
Wow.
Help somebody right now.
Oh, wow. That helped me out.
Right, it was supposed to.
I just want to say, if you're struggling financially with your project, or if you need backing, get you a group of people who really believe in you.
I like that.
And tell them what you're doing. Reach out to people that that will actually be there for you. You might, have to work an extra job. Don't give up. I was working 2 jobs, going to school, and I've still managed to be able to print out books, pay people to draw, because I can't draw, so it's like, don't be afraid to make sacrifices and ask for help, and, ask your family for help, because there's going to be somebody that says yes. Somebody might say no, but there's going to be somebody that says yes to help you. So just don't give up.
I like that. Some people are going to say no, but there's going to be somebody that will say yes. Now, all of you are talking, give me some good stuff, and I'm going to need everybody to pray for me so I won't backslide. I used to be a kleptomaniac, and so all this good stuff, I might backslide and try to steal some of it. I need y'all's prayer, so I don't do that.
You're okay.
I think Pastor Murphy laying hands right now. Mr. McBride, help somebody that has a dream, a goal, a vision, is doing what you're doing, has been through what you've been through. Help them.
I hate to be so vulgar, but you could die tomorrow. You may not live to see tomorrow, and tomorrow promise. All you have is right now. So it's best that you just take advantage. And every time you end the day, you say, did I do all I could do today?
Wow.
To be a better person, to do everything with my spirit allowed, what you had me here to do. Because we get so caught up in life right here and right now, we think we're going to live forever. And then when somebody dies, we're all shocked, Wow. And death is a natural thing, But when we look at it in the aspect of, this may be, not saying to be all antsy and like I'm going to die today, but like trying to live in your purpose every day, what I'm saying? You're going to get to where you need to get to.
Wow. Okay, I got to give you an offering too. Miss Paula, help somebody, encourage somebody. When I read your bio, it talks about an encouragement.
Sometimes you have to keep your dreams and your goals unto yourself. Everybody is not going to support you. They may not even want you to succeed. Keep negativity out of your life. Stay positive. Speak positive words over yourself. Don't quit. Keep striving. Even if you fail, pick yourself up and keep moving. And I always say these 2 things normally when I do a post, continually let your light shine, be blessed, and be a blessing.
Ah, very good. Okay. Okay. I'm going to have to work some overtime because all of y'all are in need of it. So, I don't have my wallet on me right now. Mr. McBride, my wife wrote in the comments, she says, Mr. Mack reminds me of our son. So she says that you remind her of our son. And that's a compliment, sir. That's a compliment.
Thank you. Tell her I said thank you. Tell her I said thank you.
She's in the other room.
Business is wonderful.
And so I thank all of you. I want to, you all have written and are writing awesome books. I want to make sure people can reach you to get your book, reach you if they want to contact you for speaking. So I need you to go around. I'm going to start with Pastor Murphy, Miss Audrika, Miss Paula, and close out with Mr. Mack. Tell us again, name of the book, how they can get it, and how people get in touch with you.
Let's see. Can you see? Good. Here we go.
Yeah.
I'm not, look, that's what happened.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Revealed to Heal, Overcoming Church Rape. You can find it on Amazon.com. You can find it on BarnesandNoble.com as well. And also you can go to Zulon, which is Xulon, Zulon Press, which is my publishing company. And they also distribute it. As of right now, we're waiting for Costco. They're going to be pushing forward to have it in stock in their stores as well, by God's grace. And so as of right now, Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, and Zulon, which is Xulon, Zulon Press. And if, when in doubt, you can always reach out to Dr. Shigg. He knows how to contact me. And you can definitely ask him for my contact information. And at that time, we can get copies to you also. I have been doing autographed copies and shipping them out, but you can get it electronically as well as in hard format.
Okay. If someone wants to reach you for, have you to speak or teach, if someone wants to contact you, how can they reach you?
You can email me. It's Tahira Murphy 120. So Tahira is TAHIRA Murphy, MURPHY 120 @gmail.com. You can email me, and I'm also on Facebook. And I'm also on Instagram. If you are in social media, I'm on the platforms. I'm even on LinkedIn. So if you want to look for me, you can go to those different platforms. You can send me a message. You can instant message me, or just send me an email. And I would gladly respond. I'm pretty responsive when I get requests.
Thank you very much. Ms. Audrika, how can tell us the book? You're still in the process of completing it, is that correct?
Yes, we just started the illustrations, and I'm about 1/3 done with the book. So by Christmas, we will have it done, and I have a website. Yeah, I have a website that you can get any of my previous books, any of my short films from my workshops. And the website is www.audrika.1, and that's my name. And you spell Audrika, AUDRICA, Lokeisha, LOKECIA, and it's .1. And right now, we're working on getting it on the kids' books on Amazon. It's just a process, but we'll get there.
If someone wanted to reach you or contact you for speaking, teaching, or whatever the case may be, how would they reach you? They can go through that website, or is there another contact information?
Actually, I have a business page. It's called Real Life Theater Production Company. And that's on Facebook, where it shows all the previous workshops that we've had. Or you can reach me on Facebook, and it's under Audrika McPeters, and my name will pop right up, and they can also message me too. Okay.
Miss Paula, how can people reach you for the book? Give us the name again, and is there a projected release date, and how can people contact you?
Okay, yes, the name of my book is The Modern Day Jabez. Shattered Yet Redeemed. You can reach me on Instagram, Paula Light Shine. You can reach me on Facebook under author Paula Kendrick and leave me a message there as well. My email is author Paula Kendrick, author PaulaKendrick at gmail.com. You can reach me that way. Also, my tentative release date we're still working on. We were looking at August, but as of right now, we're still working on about the last two chapters of the book as well as a devotional. But I also have a website you can go to, themodernDayJabez.com, TheModernDayJabez.com. You can sign up with your email and get tentative release dates, book signings as well. All the general information in regards to my book as well. And you can also pre-order my book as well on that website.
Okay. And if they want to contact you, they can go through those same channels?
Right. You can go through Instagram, Facebook, as well as my email. And you can also, I have a spot on my website. If you want to reach me, you can do that as well.
All right. Mr. McBride, same question, same thing, sir. How can people get the book? I know you're not complete with it yet, but how can they reach you, contact you, reach out to you?
They can contact me at the Superior Minds at gmail.com. And then I have a website I'm still working on it. It's my blog post, but I'll be selling the book through there. I'll be done with the book by the end of this month and start going into the editing process. The book which should be out by like March. I'm hoping to have it out by like March or so. I want to get it completely all the way through. But You can reach me at the Superior Minds at gmail.com. I'm on Instagram, Blake the Ruler. That's Blake the Ruler. I think that's already got that one. But that's mainly where I'm at. You can reach me on my email and my Instagram. I'm not too socially savvy yet. I'm working on it.
Yeah, I like what you said. You're working. You're not sitting back saying, I wish I could. You're working. That's the good thing.
Yeah.
I appreciate all of you makers of magnificent manuscripts. You are creators of content. I call you powerful penners and awesome authors. I thank you for helping our audience. I thank you for being here. And I want to ask you, when we close the show, hang out for a little bit. I want to touch base with you. So when we close down the show, when we end the broadcast, don't log off. But thank you so much for being here. To our viewers, you've heard great information and inspiration from all of these authors in the process of writing their books, completing their books, overcoming challenges. And these are people that I call pictures of possibility. And I have a saying that says, if it has been done, that means it can be done. And you've seen all of what they've done. So that means you can do it too. You can write that book. You can start that business. You can buy that property. You can overcome that situation. You can, and you fill in the blank. So let this be an inspiration to you. Let this be an encouragement to you that you can do it too. Whatever your it is, business, books, health, whatever the case may be, let this be your encouragement. Just like a breath mint refreshes your breath, let this encouragement freshen your mind so that you can go after your goals. And as I've always said, your dream is doable. You need to go get it. If you want to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram at EncourageMan, the letter N, EncourageMan. You can watch this and other videos on my Facebook page, Your EncourageMInt, MINT. Also on YouTube, Dwayne Shigg Encouragement. And you can see some of our other shows on YouTube, the Encouragement Encounter. You want to contact me, I can be reached at drshigg@gmail.com. That's drshigg@gmail.com. You want to get a copy of my latest book, Encouragements from a Formerly Frustrated Dreamer, my other book, Go Get It, Stories and Steps to See Success. And so you can go there, you can reach it, you can go to Amazon. You won't have to worry about it. If you can't remember the name of the book, just remember Shigg, put that in. You won't get distracted. There's only 4 people on there named with that name, me, my brother, and my 2 cousins. So it's no problem. You won't get lost. You won't get lost. But I thank you for being with us on the encouragement conversation. And each of these people have shown us that we can get from inspiration to manifestation of the dream. So I thank you for being with us. Continue to be with us next week as we will talk to authors, artists, and entrepreneurs, and watch my videos, my encouragement videos throughout the week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We normally do one. And so thank you for being with us, and continue.
Thank you as well.
I appreciate you all being here. And to everyone, remember that your dream is doable. Go get it. Thank you so much. Hold on. Hold on.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bless you.